Roger Sarn.
Welcome back to Roger Sarn, where we talk all things Army. And I'm your host, Sarn Cruz. And today we have a very special episode. It's the beginning of a new segment that I'm going to be launching every Friday. And it's called Financial Readiness Fridays Mission Money. And what is the point of these episodes? The point of these episodes is to provide our junior soldiers with the framework that they need in order to be mission ready financially. Now you have to understand, I've spoken to countless soldiers and overheard countless soldiers talking about their financial statuses, and a lot of times they're struggling. We all struggle at times. But there's one thing that they don't do. They don't teach this shit in basic. So I think that I'm going to put my little 2 cents into it and try and help us out. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go into the shout out for today. Today's shout out goes to Sean Mott 83826. And he said that behoof word, but thanks for the information. I needed it. Hey guys, I love it. You guys keep commenting because I'm running out of comments. So I need you guys to keep commenting on the videos, keep watching them, and I appreciate it. But let's go ahead and move into the agenda real fast. The first subject of our Financial Readiness Fridays segment, Mission Money, is what is the 70-10-10-10 rule? And you already know we're going to the PowerPoint. So Financial Readiness Fridays, Mission Money. Man, I'm so freaking pumped right now. So let's go to the first slide. So the very first slide is here's the reason about this. If you have a paycheck of $1,000, think of it that way. The 70% is going to be the $700. What are you doing with your first $700 that you have in that paycheck? The rule suggests that you use that for your essentials. Your essentials should not go over 70%. If you're over 70%, you are operating in the negative already. So think about when you have your housing, your utility bills, groceries, transportation. And when we're talking about transportation, we're talking about gas. If you have an electric car, we're talking about electricity, tolls, fees, whatever it is that goes into that transportation. All of these things go into that first 70%. The point of this is to learn how to live below our means. On top of that, the point is to allocate all 100% of your money and know exactly where it goes every single month. So the first 70%, essentials. The first 10%, because there's still 30% remaining, right? So the next $100 out of the $1,000 that we're talking about is going to go into what you want. Your streaming services, going out. For some reason, you guys have gym memberships, even though we have free on-post gyms, but I get it. You want to go to another place where soldiers aren't hanging out. Good for you. But the point of these 10% is to show you that you don't have to stay in the house all the time, that there is a way for you to have a budget and still go hang out, have a budget and still do things with the family. So let's go into the next 10%. This is the Murphy's Law 10%. As you can see, it says what can go wrong will go wrong. And when I was in 3-8, we always said Murphy strikes again because there was always something going wrong. So just think about it as your emergency fund. And I know you've heard of an emergency fund, and I know you've heard the rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months. So if your bills are $700, 3 months would be $2,100, and then you double that, that's $4,200. You would need to have $4,200 saved up in order to meet this right here in due time. Now, the reason why you want to have that is because anything can go wrong. Like I just had to replace the roof of my rental twice already. So I'm almost ready for a new roof. The car goes bad. I know a buddy, her tire went flat today. You got family members that just always asking for money. I got another friend that her family's always asking for money, and she gives it to him because she has it. Anything goes wrong, like if you're in the civilian world and you lose your job and you're in the army, you get UCMJ, they're gonna take that paper from you. So you got to be able to kind of like hold your own. When I was a junior soldier, I got demoted. And what saved me was that I had money saved aside because I also came in a little older. So I think I was operating a little different, but neither here nor there. And obviously, medical and dental when you do it off post. Dental in particular, for some reason, here stateside, you don't like you have to pay for everything, co-pays. If you're gonna get braces for your kids, that's gonna be a few $1,000s. And you don't wanna have to get on a payment plan. You just wanna knock that out and then rebuild this emergency fund. So that's your next 10%. The last 10% is something that we overlook: saving and investing. And we kind of do this already if you're enrolled in the TSP or Roth IRA, whatever it is that you have. And if your spouse is a civilian, 401k. But you have to make sure that you are investing in yourself, in your future. The next one is invest in yourself through education or skill. I could not stress this. As soon as I got in the Army, my first 3-4 years, I got a degree. I was not playing around. When I joined the Army, I said I want to do 5 years and I want two things out of it. I want a degree and I want a deployment. And I got both of them first 5 years. So, and for some reason, I'm still in. But you guys need to do this. A skill, you need a skill when you get out the Army because this is the fundamental for just creating your own business, being an entrepreneur, doing whatever it is, providing services on the side that can help you make more money than what you're making with just your job if you decide to go into the workforce after you retire or after you get out. You need a skill. So invest in yourself and get that done. And to get off my soapbox, concluding, the 70-10-10-10 rule is crucial for us soldiers because at the end of the day, you just need a balanced financial strategy. I cannot stress enough, as junior soldiers, as soldiers in the Army, we're not taught how to manage our money. They teach us everything else. They have classes for everything else that you're obligated to do except financial readiness. They have financial advisors, but how many times has your unit brought a financial advisor to give a class on what to do on budgeting or anything like that? You could probably count on one hand. But neither here nor there. Thank you guys for listening. If you like this video, if you find it helpful, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, and want to be on the podcast, email me at rogersarnt@gmail.com. Follow socials, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Those are all at Roger Sarnt. And remember, you don't have to embrace the suck if you got the right tools in your ruck. I'm Sarnt Cruz, and I'm out.
Roger Sarnt!